Headsets, Andy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hello once again. On behalf of Brian Butler, it's Ken Shuman here in the booth for the 22nd U.S. Bar Table Championships 9-ball division. And hold on a second. All right.
All right.
I'm going to tell you what happened because, I mean, obviously Corey's doing whatever he wants to. It doesn't really seem to matter. They lagged like 10 minutes ago after the last match while we were on our break. And they really shouldn't have lagged because we weren't live and you didn't get to see it. So what that was there was to make sure that the outcome was the outcome of the original lag. And I apologize that the player did not comply. But nevertheless, we're underway. This is a one-loss side match. Joven Bustamante and Corey Deuel. And the hot seat match is next. It'll be Shane and Danny Olson.
Bustamante is from the Philippines, obviously, from Manila. 36 years of age. He said he took a break from playing pool for 5 years to work and just got back into it, and that he may get back out of it. He says he might go back to work for his brother. That might change if he wins the tournament. I know I felt like quitting a lot of times. But I've never really seen him play before, but I don't know if you were watching our last match, but you know, anybody with the name Bustamante has to play good. That's pretty much just a rule of life. Made this rack look pretty easy. Spinning line the entire time. And just like that, it's 1-0.
All right, here's how it stacks up for the rest of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hot seat matches next, Shane and Danny Olson. Following that at 8:30, we'll have our 7th, 8th place match, and at 10 p.m., the 5th, 6th place match. So we'll be down to our final 4 for tomorrow. And 8-ball starts tomorrow as well. So before we go off the air tonight, we'll update you on the start times for tomorrow. I'm pretty sure the 8-ball begins at 1 p.m. with a player meeting at noon. And we will work in our 9-ball semi and final, likely late afternoon, as has been the custom.
That's Corey Deuel's break. He is the, I don't think there's any question that he's the guy who invented the soft break at 9-ball. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Well, actually, I do. It's a bad thing. But it is what it is. It exists. It won him the U.S. Open. I believe it was in 2001.
Yeah, he threw a shutout.
Yeah, in the final against Mika Immonen.
Yeah.
I was there for that.
And meanwhile, Mika's in the Hall of Fame. And Corey hasn't won the U.S. Open since. Although he did get to the finals, I think 4 years ago.
Did he lose to Shane?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think 2011 maybe. Maybe 2010.
It's definitely pretty much a regular fixture in the pro ranks. You know, he's in every tournament deep. He plays all games extremely well, extremely good at one pocket, extremely good at bank pool.
Yeah,
he plays snooker. I believe he's actually the U.S. snooker champion.
he is. And by the way, it was in 2010, and he lost to Darren Appleton. That was Darren's first of his 2 consecutive U.S. Opens, because Mika won in 08 and 09, and then Darren won in 10 and 11, and it's been Shane since.
Meanwhile, he did not break and run that rack. He played a bank and safety in the same time, but he's definitely left a jump shot here. A chance Bustamante did not expect to get, and he makes it. I mean, it looked like it was right over the pocket. Lands perfect on the 8 and is going to take a 2-0 lead. And breaking. So if he's supposed to be intimidated by Corey Deuel, I don't think anybody told him. But I think every time I see a player, I mean, I'm sure some of the viewers at home are familiar with this, with Joven Bustamante, but I'm not. But, you know, every time we see a player from the Philippines, because in order to come to America, a Filipino has to have done something special in the Philippines in order just to get a visa. So there's not too many that come who can't play really well, because in order to do something special in the Philippines, you have to beat some pretty amazing Filipino players. So every single one that is able to actually land on U.S. soil, unless they're coming to Disneyland or something, is going to be a really good player. Period.
Well,
that's what the U.S. Border Patrol makes sure of. If you can't run out, you're not getting in.
What's this, the National Geographic Channel,
well,
or
I'm just saying,
the Discovery Channel?
Us Canadians, we can cross no problem. Nobody asked me if I can, you know, what tournament I've ever won. I just walk over. But I mean, if you're from the Philippines,
they know you're a nobody. All them border guards know. All right, meanwhile, he's actually got a shot at the 1 past the 4, and he should be able to float it down for the deuce, I think. He's got enough angle to do that.
But he seems to be cutting this in the side, which is also a good way to go.
No, is he?
Yes.
Yeah, he is. You're right. But he's going to marry the 2.
Okay, he's out of line.
That's the only reason I would have thought the corner might have played better, but...
well, it was always going to be tricky to get on the 2, whichever pocket he shot it in. He tried to stay on the right-hand side of the 2 and didn't judge it very well, but he's going to be able to play a good safety here. Probably brush the 2 thin and head up table, using basically all of these balls in the center of the table as blockers.
Yeah, somewhere around the 3 ball, right, with the cue ball?
Yeah, I think the priority is going to be keeping the 2 safe and just let the cue ball go almost wherever it wants to go here. Try and get up by the 3. But this should be fine. Although he may have left a window. He almost certainly left a window between the 8 and the 6. Is there enough room for the cue ball to fit in it? Looks on the monitor like there is. But it's close. And of course the problem is if you're going through a gap like that, you can't do much with the 2.
Well, if he
can you play a little bit of left English and just kind of check the cue ball in behind the 9 and bank the 2 up behind the 7-6? That's what he tried. And the 2 might go in. Okay, I'm not sure if he played that.
He didn't play it.
He's trying to play safe.
Yeah.
Okay, he just told us he was trying to play safe. He thinks that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Joven doesn't think it's too funny.
I was just going to say, but he's laughing too, but...
Yeah, but it's a different kind of laugh.
As we mentioned in the last match, pool is a funny game. And I might also add that Corey Deuel is also really, really experienced at playing on bar tables. He grew up on them, like so many American players have. I think for the younger players in other countries, they actually start playing on 9-foot tables for the most part. And it's almost only in America where the bar tables is the first exposure that young players get to pool. And that's why so many of the young guys, or actually so many of the Americans in general, are comfortable on bar tables.
Yeah, the only exception to that, I think, off U.S. soil would be in the United Kingdom, where they played so much English 8-ball. And of
but
course,
some of the players got their first in the UK get their first exposure on 12-foot tables. So,
all right, Corey took advantage of his safety bank on the 2-ball. No apology with it, but nevertheless, the score is kind of right because he dumped off that game that Joven made the jump shot. So you would have expected it to be 2-1.
this is really his forte right here is the break. And getting the 1 ball, controlling the 1 is, I mean, the corner ball is more or less dead. Now, what he was trying to do, I think, was get the 1 to go a little higher up the table. Because you can't hit it, although some guys try, I don't think you can hit it soft enough to keep it by the side. So they want to get it up over the pocket on the upper left without hitting it so hard that it goes to the end rail.
I think he's going over for the 3-9.
I was just going to say he may play for the 3-9.
Yeah, it's just laying too good here.
And it's dead, by the way. I mean, it's lying straight up.
Yeah.
Could shoot this one-handed if he wanted to. And it's 2-2.
I think it's also noteworthy to mention that Mr. Corey Deuel is sponsored by OB, the official cue of the U.S. Bar Table Championships here. Proudly displaying the OB patch on his Mosconi Cup shirt.
These players are playing for Mosconi Cup points in this tournament.
Just Americans.
Pardon me, just the Americans, right. Obviously, Ken, the Filipino players are not playing for Mosconi Cup points because I'm pretty sure the Mosconi Cup does not include the Philippines. Because if it did, I don't think they'd ever lose.
Then it would be the Efren Cup.
Right. That's probably an event coming in the future.
Yeah. No, as I understand it, Brian, the top 32 finishers will earn Mosconi Cup points. I don't know what the point structure is, but they will earn points in each of these 3 events. The Derby City 9-ball was the first points event for the year. And then there's going to be the 2 U.S. Opens in July at the Rio, 8-ball and 10-ball on the 7-footers. There'll be points events along with Turning Stone.
Oh, wait, so excuse me, so you're saying that in July, the events at the Rio are on 7-foots?
Yes. That announcement was just made last week by CSI, or maybe even earlier this week. U.S. Open 8-ball and 10-ball on 7-footers, 128-player limit in each field. No more details have been released yet, but we do know that it is Mosconi Cup points. He come up short there.
He tried to pound across for the 4 in the same pocket as the 3 and did not get there.
Well,
he has a pretty good safety.
I wonder if he's got a two-way shot here, banking it and staying behind the 3 balls.
He elected to just play the safety, basically.
Yeah, and there's nothing really wrong with that.
However,
it's okay.
He did leave Corey. I'm pretty sure he's got a kick off the right-hand side.
Yeah, he does.
he would have liked to have blocked him from hitting that rail. But he shot that shot actually kind of quickly. I don't think he was thrilled with the fact that he didn't get position. And I would, well, now Corey's going to jump.
Yeah, I think he wants to jump it because I think he feels if he can make it, the cue ball's going to stay right there, and he's on the 5.
Right, because
and kicking, there's no place to hide the 4 or the cue ball. You know, you'd have to get really lucky to not sell out something.
Exactly.
So I think the jump's the correct decision.
Oftentimes you have to take some, you know, like it's more difficult to hit. The jump shot is probably more difficult to hit the 4 than the kick, but you have to shoot the shot that allows you to have some sort of productive thing that takes you towards winning the game.
Sure.
And I don't think the kick really has that, as Ken pointed out. So that's why he's going for the jump, because even though this is difficult, if he makes it, he's going to probably win the game.
Right. And he can still get a leave out of it.
Right.
You know,
so something, if he if he doesn't make it, something good could happen. Okay, the jump shot didn't work at all, and now Bustamante should go around behind the 6.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Careful now, he doesn't want to go too far.
No, looks like he's going to graze the 9 a little.
Okay,
push it to the cushion. No.
All right, handled it
Yeah.
well. It was not where he wanted to be, but he's going to take a 3-2 lead.
Kamui, the official tip of the U.S. Bar Table Championships, and we want to express our gratitude to them once again for their unwavering support here, along with OB, not only the official cue of the U.S. Bar Table Championship, but the official cue of Mr. Corey Deuel, and our host and sponsor as well, the Grand Sierra Resort right here in Reno, Nevada. Thank you, everybody, for what you have done to help put this event on year in and year out. So 3-2 for Joven. Corey breaks.
Very similar looking break to the last time he did it. Ken, by the way, is just gone to take a break, so you're left with me. Four 6 is a slight problem. He may just play across and shoot the 4-9 again. Almost exactly like what he did last rack. Or by that I mean the last time he broke. So that makes the score 3-3. We go with rack 7. Okay, he probably does not have a shot on the 1. He does not have a bank on the 1. He may be able to cut it in. If he can at all, he will shoot at it, because I'm pretty sure the cue ball will just go across the table a couple times and he will have a shot at the 2. It's in the middle of the table, pretty available. Looks like he's cutting at it. Got it. And that was obviously worth shooting at, because he lands on the 2. The 3 is very accessible over the side pocket. I think the only real thing to avoid here is when he makes the 2, he's going to hit the 6. And he doesn't want the 6 to tie up the 5. Which it did not. From here, I think we're pretty routine. In this format of tournament, I think the more you can break and run out on your breaks, the more pressure it puts on your opponent to break and run out on his break. And so every time you do this, it sends a subtle little message to your opponent that says, you better do your job because I'm going to do mine. This is pretty deep in the tournament, so both of these guys have been doing this for a few matches now. And the question for these matches is, who will be the first to crack? Sets up, same place. This time he does keep the 1 over the side pocket. And there's no combo on the 9, which there was the last 2 times he broke. So, I don't know, he blew a gasket or something. Still straight in. I guess he's not quite straight in. He's going to have to move the cue ball a little bit to land on the 3. He's just trying to decide how to do that. I think he'll probably play it with some inside English. And I was going to say, go around the 3, or inside the 3 is what I meant to say. And the 6-8 is a bit of a problem, which you could maybe think about dealing with right now. He's definitely got to send the cue ball over there. So he may choose to bump the 8. I think he was kind of trying that, and he went between the 2 balls. So he's still got that problem to deal with. Could shoot a combo on the 6-8. I think if I was doing this, I would probably try and leave myself an angle on the 5 where I could run into the 8 with the cue ball and shoot the 6 in the upper right-hand pocket. He did not land there, I don't think, so that tells me that he's probably going to play the combination. He did not land on it either quite the way he wanted to. He's going to have to cut the 6. I think he was trying to land closer to the side rail so that he could have a straighter shot on the 6. It still lies well. I think he can, shouldn't be a problem, but the question is, can he control the 6? And the 6 leaked a little bit farther out than he wanted. And now it's tricky. The 7 only goes to the lower left-hand pocket. He's thin on the 6. I think he's going to try and really spin this and end up roughly where his hand was, just as I was about to say that. He might go on the side. All right, he handled it well, so it's 4-4. So far, I think, except for the first couple of racks, it's been break and run out the whole way. I controlled the 1. The 2 is open. The 4 is a little bit tied up with the 9. If he lands sort of in the middle of the table, I believe he'll be making the 2, and the cue ball will billiard the 6, and that will develop the 4 and the 9. He doesn't need to move him far. I think I go ahead and hit this with a little bit of speed and just try and open those balls up like that. And did the 4 open, or is the 6 blocking? He dropped his shoulders a little bit, so maybe the 6 is still blocking. Might just be blocking part of the pocket. Clearly it goes. He's probably got about half the pocket here. Handled it well. Got away from him just a little bit. He's going to probably have to hit the 8. Just nudge it towards the corner pocket gently. Don't want it to bounce too much. And now the shot is probably to just go ahead and hit this firm. Let the cue ball go 3 rails for position on the 9. Oh, okay, he went 2 rails. It was a little thinner actually than I thought. But another breaking out. Played 9 games, and I think 7 of them have been break and runouts. Again, I don't think the 2-9 is quite as dead as it was in the other games, but I don't think it matters much. Just leave this cue ball anywhere up table. Uh-oh, did he overhit this? Wow. Well, that's a fairly big error if he didn't get there, because he could have left that cue ball pretty much anywhere up table and he had an easy combination. He had to hit, the combination had to be made. He had to hit the 2 fairly thick in order to make the 9. Now I don't think he has it. He's pointing at where he wanted to be. You can see how far he overran it. He's going to have to play safe, I believe. If he tries to come around the 6 with a little like Massey, I'm not sure he can hit it hard enough. He must only have the edge of the 2. He's going to try and hook him. Oh, he didn't hit the 2 at all. Yeah, Bustamante didn't quite believe it. He had to make sure that he saw that his eyes weren't deceiving him, but they weren't. That was a foul. See, now you're going to see when he makes this combo just how much room for error Corey had. Could turn into a really costly error. Bustamante goes up 6-4 at breaking, and he's broken round out pretty much almost every rack that he's played. 4 out of 5, I believe. 4 to 6. Well, slightly different luck this game. The 4, 5, and 7 are tied up. The 2 is a little tricky to get on. However, if he shoots the 4 may go in the lower right-hand pocket, which, if it does, will open up the 5 and the 7. And if it does, the question is, can he get on the 2 in such a way that he can land on the 4 to the same pocket that he shoots the 2 in? Well, he did not get there. Unless he plays kind of like a trick shot. Could play like a lot of right English, like a massive amount of right English. Try and send the cue ball to the side rail, the opposite side rail, and then reverse spin 3 rails towards the 4. It'd be quite a shot. On a table this fast, it's probably not ridiculous that it could be done. But now he's looking at maybe drawing there, hitting the rail about where his shaft is, and then going down 2 rails on that pattern. I think that might go a little long for that. No question he will recognize that. Problem is if he makes the 2 and can't get where he needs to get, he's going to be snookered. So if you're going to make the 2, you need to have a way to get on the 4, period. My sort of inside English pattern might actually be the best one. But he's going, okay, he's going in the drink. Hit the point of the pocket, and that is going to recover the sort of on serve pattern for Corey Deuel, assuming he goes on and wins this game. Although he's done something bizarre here. He played position for the 6 instead of the 5. He's shooting these balls out of rotation. He just realized it. Hopefully he didn't hear me. Plays the bank, makes it. No. I don't know. Hopefully he didn't hear me, but definitely an easy mistake to make. Like I said in another match, I did that earlier in the tournament. All right, so regardless, he's got to shake it off and try and come with a good kick here. Is he looking to kick 3 rails? Made it right in the pocket. 3 rails. And did not get rewarded. So now a good safety. This is the kind of thing that you see at a bar table tournament, 9-ball. That ball was 2.5 feet from the pocket, and he kicked it right in off a 3-rail pattern. Lined it up and kicked it in. And this ball is actually makeable as well. It's on the, it's more or less frozen to the rail, so he's going to be kicking this with running English, planning to actually hit the rail near the 6 and spin it in the pocket. He hit it full in the face. Looks like he got a roll out of it. He was playing to make that ball, I believe. Did he leave a shot? He did. All right, 6'5", he holds up his hands. Once again, that was one of the softest breaks he's hit this match yet. He's got a shot on the 1, I'm pretty sure, without having to worry about the scratch. And once again, a combo on the 3-9. Wow, he tried to cut that in the side. Hit it too thin. Well, clearly I was wrong, and he did not have a shot in the corner because he would have shot it if he did. And now, has he left? He definitely did not leave a shot in the corner. That's a dead scratch. So, did he leave a shot, a cut for Bustamante? Or is he going to play the bank? cut at it. Just enough to get it in. He's playing position on the combination. This one is a little more tricky even than the last one, but it's still very makeable. He's got to cut the 3 a fair amount in order to make it. But I don't see it being much of a problem for him. Corey hit that break. That was one of the softest ones he's hit this match. And the one did not advance as high up the table as he wanted, and it cost him. Gonna have. Yeah, I was just going to say Corey Deuel is going to have to get lucky in order to win this match from here because Bustamante is not. You know, I mean, he's getting position on the 1 every time he breaks. So, and this is another rack. The 2 definitely looks like it's available. The 3 is over the pocket. He's going to be able to play the 2 in the lower left-hand corner. And I think the only question is, can he make that shot without the cue ball disturbing the 7 and the 4? It looks to me like okay, what he was trying to do was land straight so that he could just pull the cue ball straight back. I don't think he's done that. So it's definitely, I don't think he's going to come back. Can you go forward and not brush the 7? Wants it to slow down. Okay, he's gone too far. He does not have a cut on the 3. He has a bank. Well, that's a pretty dicey bank, though. And I'm talking about a straight back bank underneath him. It would perhaps carry natural position if he made it. But it's actually pretty workable safety. I believe you can come off the edge of the 3, bank the 3 back like about a diamond and a half, and run the cue ball in behind that group of balls, just like this. However, no, he got the snooker. All right. Can Corey wiggle away to get a chance to win this game from here? And come off the back rail and try and kick bank the 3 down underneath the cluster. Hit it too thin. But I believe he got a good result. The 5 is blocking at least part of the 3. Now, if Bustamante can hit the top side of the 3, he should be able to play a good safety back. But there's no way I can tell what he's gonna, how much of the 3 he can hit. I'm pretty sure he can hit part of it. Okay, he's got the jump cue out. which means he's going to try and go ahead and jump this ball in, I would think. Maybe his theory is that if it doesn't go in, he'll still get a snooker, but yeah, knocked it right in. Great shot. Still not out of the woods. Cue ball is going to be running into the 9. I believe he should go ahead and play some, would it be right English on this? And let the cue, and maybe shoot the 5 in the upper right-hand pocket. Just kind of let it come off the 9 and go naturally towards the 5 off 2 cushions. That seems like a good option to me. Or hit it a little firmer and try and go all the way around the 5 and play it in the same pocket as the 4. He chose option A. Executed it perfectly. Now he can just roll forward and end this game and get himself on the hill. Puts Joven Bustamante on the hill, 8 games to 5. Corey Deuel gets to break, but he's going to have to win the next 4 games. Okay, let's see how he breaks again. Again, it's very soft. This time he gets the 1 over the side pocket. The 3-9 is more or less dead. It's incredible. Yeah, I don't like to say it, but it's not really a great spectator of sport when that's the way that we break the balls. He's won, of his 6 games, this is going to be his 6th game. He's won, I believe, 3 of them. Maybe 4 in 5 shots. 5 or 6 shots. But is it enough? I don't think so. Bustamante is going to have 2 breaks from here, with which he can break and run out and win the match. So he's going to have to be either make a huge mistake or be pretty unlucky in order for Corey Deuel to win. But let's see what happens. This cue ball may go in. Watch out, cue ball. Well, that's the first time he is scratching the break. It's actually the first time anybody's scratching the break in the last 2 matches that I've seen. Was it pressure that made him do it? The 3 is a little tied up. Definitely goes in the side, but it's hard to get on. I don't think it passes the 9 and the 5 to go to the lower right-hand pocket. He's kind of looking, this is obviously like all top players, he looks 3 or 4 shots ahead. He looks basically to the trouble. And the 3 is definitely his trouble. Now, he could play from the 1 to the 2 and try and hit the gap between the 8 and the 9 with the cue ball to shoot the 3 in the side. Then he's still got the problem of getting on the 4, because I think he needs to shoot the 4 in the lower left. So He's got his chance, but it's not easy. He's going to have to come with a good out here in order to get these balls. First problem, I think, he needs to get up to be cutting the 2. There we go. I thought he was going to shoot the 2 and come off the long rail to go to the 3. He seems to be going a different pattern. Let's see how he does this. Okay, that should work. Now, the advantage of doing that was that he keeps away from the side cushion, which I think if he'd used my pattern, he would have been too close to the side in order to comfortably get from the 3 to the 4. And I believe he'd like to shoot the 4 in the lower right. Although it may go to the lower... Sorry, he'd like to shoot the 4 in the lower left. It may go in the lower right, but then he's going to have to deal with the 9 ball. It's play position for the lower right, which means the cue ball is going to hit the 9. Or he's playing the bank. All right, well, it's a tricky shot. He's left himself in the side pocket. Low left, trying to spin back out for the 7 in the upper corner, and he played it quite well. 8 passes the 9 to both pockets. All right, that's going to make it 8-7. So he got the chance he needed. He ran the rack, which is what he needed to do to stay in the match. Now he's got to break and run out to get to Hill. Made the 2, straight in on the 1. The 4-9 is dead. Not quite dead. I should correct that, but may as well be dead. He'll make it from almost anywhere on the table. I mean, the upper part of the table. This is really the only real complicated shot. Does he spin out 2 rails out of the corner? This guarantees him being able to get comfortably on the 4 because he left himself angled. You'll notice that the 6 is in the exact same spot it was the rack where he hooked himself. Don't ask me how that happened. And we're Hill. Second match in a row. All right, Corey got the chance he needed. Leveled the match. Let's see if Bustamante can hang on and break and run it out. He's kind of grinning at it, having scratched the last game. I don't think he does that very often. Scratch, I mean. All right, he's got a shot on the 1. The 2 is open. Everything looks open here. Really, the trickiest ball is going to be the 5. So how does he play the 5? Does he bring the cue ball back just a few inches and play one rail from the 4 to the 5 and shoot the 5 in the lower left? That seems like a decent pattern, but it's touchy. Or does he come all the way back here? You don't like to have to move the cue ball too far if you don't have to. And it kind of looks as though you don't have to on this occasion, but I think that might be the way to go. Okay, I don't... Well, now he may choose to go 3 rails, hit the 4th rail by end rail, and shoot the 5 in the side. However, there's a big scratch coming in here. He's got to miss the 8-7. He used inside English to hold for the 5 in the lower left. It's still a little tricky. He's going to probably play this with inside to hold for the 6. I don't think he has any real other option. I don't think he can just roll it in. Maybe he's going to hit the 9. There you go. That is perfect. He handled this rack very well. He handled this match very well. Got a little out of line on the 9, but he's still going to make it, and it's still going to be the end of the match. So good shooting, Bustamante. He wins 9-8 over Corey Deuel. We have 10 minutes until the next match, which is going to be the hot sheet match featuring Danny Olson and the South Dakota kid, the 2 South Dakota kids, Shane Van Boning and Danny Olson. So stay with us.